Hello, board people. I told you I'd do a YouTube for you. I'm not sending emails on stuff for a while here. Sometimes I get this dysgraphia, and I do have a high IQ, but it doesn't help you many times because I also have high energy, sometimes called mania. I just have a mild dose, but you put me under a little pressure, I mean a lot of pressure, or a gargantuan amount of that pressure, and it makes for a bad brew. So I can be about as clear as mud and all that, and I need to get my meds monitored here. So I'm good. We're doing great. I don't feel like writing emails. I sound too caustic when I'm in these states, and write too long emails too many. So anyway, I'm doing YouTubes with everybody or just talking on webinar. I apologize for the sound. Lori got the sound up, and I can't figure out how to turn it down on the TV. But they've got 2 or 3 things. We're in our new house in Largo. Interesting thing, we missed church today because our toilets and showers, the septic tank backed up. So we're kind of in misery around here trying to figure this out. So I'm doing good. I've been praying for you. Lori and I have been fasting a lot. We're doing really well. We're kind of where I remember when we developed Eastside, my largest church, and a couple other things. Tom was with me when we started in Eastside in Seattle. Then he moved and started church in Sacramento. I think it was Salinas first. And we got to a point where we were about to quit. Now, I'm not there now at all because I see so much Big Mo, but we weren't getting a lot of Big Mo. And so I came into the guys and said, I think we need to shift here. And they said, no, you're not. We've got too much invested. So we set out to fast and pray. And the next week, we had about $1.50 left. And the next week, about 3 to 5 friends moved from where I was from and other places. Properties were soaring then, and they sold their houses, and they all tithed on their net, which meant we went from $1.50 to about $170-some thousand. The following week, Foursquare called me, and they gave me a free building. And then the week after that, a group wanted to join us. They wanted to merge with us and asked if I would do that. And so I said, it's a very difficult thing to do, but we'll give it a shot. And so we did. And so within a month of our saying, boy, I don't know, we had $170,000 plus in the bank, a building that seated 400 and 300 people. So I've learned over the years that when you're building something, you've got to be a fighter, contender. You got to make sure you hear God's voice for starters, and then you believe your way through, and you thank God for every victory, and you praise Him, and you learn to sort of make it through the rough times. But I have learned this: you can't do it alone. That's why I've chosen you all to be prayer warriors and board with me, and I so appreciate you even thinking 2 minutes about me a week or 10 seconds. So we're sort of leveling out now and settling in, and I'm thinking about our move ahead. And what I'd like to do on this video is simply prepare us for a board meeting. I'm going to do maybe 2 of these fairly short YouTubes, and you can watch them as you get time. But I want to review our why. Okay, the Mirren Group Praxis exists primarily for this phrase. We are all about innovation and evangelism, and that drives us. Our whole mission is to find new ways to do church effectively, more effectively in each era, and how to do evangelism much more effectively. So that's our endeavor, and our team is building. I'm going to introduce you to a couple staff moves here and other support moves in some new places, and going to do it quickly though. So our target and our goals long term really are to facilitate or sort of be catalyst for about 20 to 50 million people getting saved. I really would like to, within 5 years, see 2,000 people go through Praxis and go start great innovative things. And I want to have a ton of fun. And we want to be a catalyst to sort of do a teeny tiny little part of seeing an awakening return to the U.S. That's our goal, is our target. Uh, I don't have a set number of churches we should be starting or any of that. I-4 corridor around here in Florida is big, but so is the Baltimore area. I feel it's just an immense burden for Baltimore and the I-4 corridor, and a bit still left there for Seattle, but there are many more areas that will help a lot of people in. Okay? I want to review for you our main products. Number one, Proxis. Goal is to get it to 10 sites this year. I don't think we'll have a problem with that. Two, we have what's called Legacy for baby boomer ministry development. I've had 3 people just go nuts about it this week when I was about to say, maybe it's not the right time. So we're going to be developing that. 3 is Preaching Points, which is where I get lay people to do things like mark off 3 or 4 blocks and Christianize it in a year or 2 and see how God moves from there. It's a great thing. I have YWAM interested in working with us. I have leaders in the Southern Baptists, Free Methodists, Independents, in places like Richmond, Fairfax, Virginia, and where we haven't quite discussed it thoroughly in Baltimore, but there, Seattle they're in, and Central Washington they're in, and in the Southwest Conference of Free Methodists we're in a number of cities. So I'm developed, just so you don't worry about me, I'm developing people to actually go do those things. So I only need to train about 10 people and we're good. So it doesn't sound more like it is. 4, we start new churches in what we call a Vista Network. I'm expanding that to not only what we've started with 3 or 4, but a whole nother vision. I'm not going to get on this tape, but we will later. We do also our sort of mentoring of leaders around the country. I'm training other people who will mentor. A lot of young guys need some mentoring in different places. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Those are our goals and setup. I'll come back in another one with some details. Thank you.